The evidence needed for a massive remaking of a giant industry should be compelling and overwhelming, not based on anecdotes and hypotheticals. Let me talk about the analogy to stock markets. The logic is simple, and we just heard it from Mr. Kent. Google should be barred from acting as a broker on its own exchange, just as Goldman Sachs is prohibited from owning the exchange on which stocks are traded. But this is factually false. Goldman Sachs does not own the New York Stock Exchange, but it owns a different exchange called Sigma X. If your broker recommends you buy a company's stock and you accept their recommendation, that broker can route your stock trade to the New York Stock Exchange. They can route it to their own wholly owned exchange, Sigma X, or even more remarkably, they could fill your order from their own inventory. About half of stocks are traded in venues owned by stockbrokers. It's because of the lack of physical separation in stock markets that the SEC has adopted the best interest rule. That's Rule 611 of the National Market Securities Rule passed in 2005. It's worth noting that notwithstanding the fact that this has been a rule since 2005, it has required a massive bureaucracy inside of firms and in the government to try to enforce it. And yet, only 43% of trades happen at the national bid offer price, which is the best priced rule. In fact, exchanges market to their customers tools that allow them to sell at something less than the bid ask, the national best price. So invoking this in stock markets is one thing where there is one price for Google, and that price is the same for every person on planet Earth at a particular time. In contrast, in the ad markets, every ad at every second on every web page for every different person is priced differently. Ensuring that stock market trading is fair is a monumental task for regulators. Doing this for online ads is unimaginable. There's a bigger issue with the analogy. We have aggressive regulation of stocks because they are the importance of stock prices to consumers, and stock markets are the nerve center of the capitalist economy. Stocks are the largest source of savings for individual Americans, and while advertising is important, it plays nothing like the role stocks do in our society. The stock market, by the way, is also 700 times bigger than the online ad market. 700 times bigger. The last thing, and I have to close, I'm running out of time, is the net effect of this bill on competition might be really perverse. Amazon is building its own business internally. They did this and routed trades through Google. Once it got big enough, they stopped doing that because they built a rival business that was important. Walmart and Target are doing the same thing. If you make it such that once you get to a certain size, then you have basically got to get rid of that business, you're going to impede companies from trying to build their own internal improvements. I'll close there. I'll just say I like the transparency aspect of this bill, and if my vote mattered, I would vote for that. The other parts are more troubling to me. Thank you.